All right, let's dive into a label that I'm sure you've heard, and hey, maybe you've even used it yourself: old soul. It's such a cool idea, right? This concept that some people just have this wisdom that seems way beyond their years. So I gotta ask, has anyone ever called you that? Maybe it was after you gave some surprisingly good advice, or you decided to skip a big party just to hang out with a book. Or, maybe it's not something anyone said out loud, but just a feeling you have deep down, that you're a little out of step with your peers. It's really become this popular catch-all term for that feeling of being wise, maybe a little world-weary, or just different. But what's actually behind it? What's going on underneath that label? Is it just some kind of personality quirk, or is there something, deeper happening? Well, the answer might actually surprise you. We're not talking about anything mystical here, no past lives or anything like that. The real explanation is rooted firmly in psychology. So let's get into the science behind this feeling. Okay, so at the absolute heart of all this is a personality trait with a big name: self-transcendence. The easiest way to think about it is moving past the narrow, everyday concerns of your own ego. So instead of your entire world revolving around me, myself, and I, your focus just expands. It moves outward to your connection with other people, with nature, or even with the universe itself. And this right here, this really gets to the core of it. I mean, think about it. So much of our society is built around these ego-driven goals, right? Getting that promotion, buying the fancier car, just winning, winning, winning. But someone who's high in transcendence, they're basically playing a completely different game. They're driven by a search for meaning, a real desire for deep connection, and for personal growth. It's a total shift in what actually gets you out of bed in the morning. Okay, so what does this actually look like day to day? In the real world. How does this whole mindset of transcendence actually show up in someone's life? Let's break down some of the most common signs. First, if we look inward, these people often really value their solitude. And listen, this isn't about being antisocial. It's about needing that quiet time to think, to reflect, to really connect with that inner voice. They're usually super introspective. They tend to feel kind of detached from the constant race for more stuff, and they really learn to trust their own gut feeling as their guide. And of course, having such a rich inner world completely shapes how they interact with everyone else. They're the ones who just want to skip the small talk and get right to the deep, meaningful conversations. They often have this incredible capacity for empathy, and because they see the bigger picture, they give really thoughtful, considered advice. Plus, they have this constant hunger for knowledge and wisdom. I think this quote just sums it all up perfectly. Being an old soul isn't about rejecting the world or trying to be a hermit. It's about engaging with life on a different level, always looking under the surface to find the deeper connections, the deeper truths. So we've talked about the main personality traits, and we've gone over the signs. But if you only remember one thing from all of this, what should it be? All of these 8 signs we just discussed, both the inner ones and the outer ones, they have nothing to do with how many birthdays you've had. They all point to one single thing: a fundamentally different set of priorities that are guiding your life. And here it is. This is the crucial point. The whole old soul experience is about building a life that's organized around the search for meaning, not the endless competition for status. It's about choosing the path of purpose over the path of prestige. That is the fundamental choice at the heart of it all. Now, understanding all of this isn't just some interesting psychological fact to store away. It can be a really powerful way to understand yourself or the people in your life. So let's talk for a second about what this all means for you. So look, if this is all resonating with you, if you're nodding along, I want you to understand that it doesn't make you weird or out of touch. Not at all. It means you have a mind that is wired for depth, for real connection, and for trying to understand the bigger picture. And in a world that so often rewards what's on the surface, that is a really profound way to be. So we'll leave you with this thought. If you see yourself in this description, the important question isn't really, am I an old soul? The real question is, now that I have a name for this perspective, now that I have this framework, what am I going to do with it? How will you choose to lean into your search for meaning?